We are going to do a quick install of the Furrion Vision S camera into our trailer. So this has the rear camera, the two side marker light cameras, the LED, and the 7-inch display. It's a little easier to see on the 7-inch display if your vehicle has enough room to put it. We're going to be installing this on our 2023 Stealth by Forest River. It's a 3302. Alright, there's everything unpacked. Obviously, here's your power. This plugs in the back of the monitor. Another port here. I believe that's for another camera. If you have something up front. If your camera is not hardwired into the trailer or set up for it, which ours is, this is here. This is for the back of the camera here. So obviously, I don't need to use this whole part. Our trailer has that already. So you'll just take off these 4 screws, and then this camera will come off. Which I'll do that real quick. So you'll do the same thing if your trailer has this on the back. You just pop those 4 off of there. This will come out, and there you go. So if you have one of these on your trailer, most likely you will not need this, but who knows, you might. This here, so this will plug into your trailer itself. When you pull out your trailer, it should have one of these sticking out there. You just snap these together. If your trailer does not, then obviously you need to route this through. If you could get a hold of another one of these cameras, you could put this above your doorway and wire it in, then you have a security camera above your doorway. Alright, these are your side marker signal lights. So if you notice on the bottom here, it says monitor pairing. All these have the pairing button. Once you get power applied, you have to hold this down with your monitor on, your display, and then you will get pairing between the cameras and the display. Same with your rear camera, has one on the bottom there. This is your side marker camera, your infrared lenses. There is the wires here. So this is a trigger wire. We will not use that. You have your ground, obviously it goes to ground, and then these 2 wires will go together, and this will go to your power switch that powers your marker lights. So when you install these, you have to pop this lens off. If it'll come off for me, just like that. Be careful not to break it. It'd suck to break a brand new part. You'll have 2 screws in here. You take those off. And you have to take this apart before you install it. So then this here just slips apart. There you go. Now I've heard that some trailers already have this part installed in the front. Ours does not. So you actually take it apart, wire it up, install this on the trailer, put this all back just the way we took it apart. So as I mentioned, our trailer has this installed, so we don't need to use the plastic piece. But we do have to take this guy off, which I have already loosened. So there you go, pop that off. I put my screwdriver in my pocket so I don't lose everything. Our trailer's super tall. So as I mentioned, there's the plug right there. Pretty simple. Pop that little rubber seal off. There you go. I'll see if I can do this one-handed. So, camera, do not drop it. Whatever I do, my wife would be pissed. So just a simple plug, literally pop that in there. Here, snap, make sure it's secure. It's always good to do a good little tug test on wires. Even if you crimp wires with your little crimpers, which I'll show, do a little tug test, make sure it stays in place. So what you do is you push all this wiring back up in there, gently, if I can, like that. It's kind of difficult one-handed, but that's alright. I'll get it. You just put this guy back in here just like that. Now I twisted my antenna so it can face the vehicle, and then once you get this popped in place, you just put the screws back in. Alright, there you go. All 4 screws are in. Double check, make sure it's nice and tight. I position my antenna so it's up top. Our trailer overall is 37 feet, so it's nice to have that little extra reception there. These cameras, they do adjust, so you can adjust it where you need for the best view of the back of the trailer. And the installation on these is simple. We were looking at some of the cheaper ones, but the problem is you have to have this weird different bracket. This is made for this. The plug-in here is already made for this. Really simple installation, and I'd prefer just go with a better quality camera. So it makes it easier in the long run. Alright, one camera down, the next to go. So we are putting ours way up front there. You don't want it back here, obviously. You won't be able to see anything. You can put it in the mid area here, but then you don't get a full good view. So we are installing ours on the front one right here. So then you get a full view down the side. So it is siliconed around it. So you want to pop this off, take these off, remove this light, save it. You never know, you might need it one day. And then clean all this old silicone off. I found the best thing to clean old silicone off is basically 91% alcohol. It wipes it right off. It cleans it, does not damage your finish. And when you're done putting the new silicone on, use that to clean it up as well. Works really well. Alright, so one thing you should probably do, these will work with the Phillips, but the actual proper way is to use this square drive. So you pick these up at any hardware store. You should actually have these because a lot of your hardware in your trailer has these square drive tips. And the benefit is you get more contact compared to a Phillips on those. That's what they use to install them. So this is what you should use to remove them. This may not come off easily because it is siliconed on, and I did not use a razor blade to cut it loose. Alright, well, there is your LED light. Wow, they use a lot of sealant on this one. Goopy goopy. Nice. Well, I got some cleaning to do. So obviously, alright, so here's the old marker light lens. Here's the new one. So as you can see, there's 4 mounting holes, these two. And these two, that's why you gotta take the camera off to install it. These two are to hold the camera on. There's a little channel here, so when you put this together, it needs to be parallel when you slip it together. You do have to drill in your trailer. These 2 holes, as you can tell, do not line up with these 4 to keep the wiring centered in the trailer. So obviously, gotta drill. If you don't like that, well, it's the way it is. You could use just 2 holes if you wanted to reduce, because the kit does not include extra screws. At least mine didn't. So it's probably meant to use the factory ones, which obviously will not work. So you can use the 4 factory ones, but like I said, they're the square drive. And my local place did not have any square drives, so I went to Phillips, so they're all the same. So I'll change these to regular Phillips, and we'll do the wire next. So what you're going to want to do here is when you open your trailer, you're going to have white and green wires. The white wire is going to be a ground to the black wire. And these 2 here are traffic lamp and camera. You're going to put these 2 together, like so. And this one will go to the green wire. The signal trigger we're not going to use, so we'll type this out of the way. But this here will go to ground. Alright, so all done. As you can see, traffic and camera go to the same connector. Put some electrical tape on that signal. You don't have to, but It's always good to do that. Never leave exposed wires, even if they're dead. But then this is your ground. So all done, ready to go back together. All right, so when we go to hook this up, we are going to hook it up to the two wires that are screwed together will be green, so that's going to be power, and white will be ground, right? So the white goes to black. As you can see, I cleaned this area up with that denatured alcohol, so it works well. So when we go to hook up the cameras on the side, the green will go to the two wires that I put together, and the white will be ground, so white goes to black. So remember that. And we'll put this camera together. It did have these standard connectors that from the factory, but I didn't want to have a connection to the camera, so I did some butt connectors. This one's not crimped yet. When you do a crimp, make sure that you do a double crimp, at least I like to, and then I do a little tug pull on this to make sure it's hold together. So I'm gonna have my little trusty helper here hold the camera for me.
This?
So when you do these crimps, I always like to do two. Just do one. Don't over crimp too hard. You can actually cut the wire in here if you crimp too hard. Now I do a second crimp. So as you can see, I use square crimp, and then you just give it a slight tug test. Not too hard, but you don't want it to come off of there, right? Once I get that part on, I am going to do black electrical tape on this too, just to help protect it a little bit, and then it will just push back in there. So I'll finish up this one, we'll hook up the camera, and then we'll keep going. Alright, once all your screws are in, all you do is you slip this in, and it'll be on a little track here. It'll feel a little tight because there's the padding behind it for the ceiling. Just make sure that goes in there. Install these two screws. Once those two screws are on, put your cap back on. Don't forget those, you'll lose your camera. Alright, screw is in, check, camera secure. Put your little lens factor on. Good to go. You do want to put a little bit of silicone on here. Just be safe, don't get crazy. Nice and neat. There you go. And next we'll pair them. Alright, next step. I thought you might enjoy the view. Sierra Nevada mountains. That peak right there, those are all about 10,500 to 10,900. So yeah, beautiful. Alright, so here's our crimps. That's what you should look like. Nice and clean, no wires out, no wires exposed at the ends. Nice little just quick tug test. Don't pull it like too hard. So that's it, there you go. I taped up the trigger wire, so we should be good to go there. I'll stuff it in here. Give my phone to my little buddy here. So then we'll just push these guys in. So you don't want to force them too much. They should go in with no issues. There we go. Maybe. Might have to give them a little nudge to push them in. There we go. Alright. Hopefully we didn't disconnect any, but we shouldn't have, since we gave them a little snug test. Alright, so then next, I kind of pre-drilled that. So we'll just put it in place. Make sure we line up to the holes I pre-drilled.
Have fun warning.
Don't over torque them down. If you want, don't use the electric. Forgot where my hole is. Right there. That one's going into frame. Alright, so I'll do the next steps and then I'll show you how to put the camera on. Alright, we're in our truck. We're going to hook this up, so go ahead and plug it in. I turned the key on it. Oops. Alright, so we're coming on. So then remember, this is powered by your running lights. Turn the running lights on and we should get a signal here. See what happens here. Oh, here we go. So there's the rear camera. Right camera.
She came up.
Left camera. Sorry about the radio. There we go. Not bad. That'll be nice for backing up, turning. Perfect. Might have to adjust that rear camera. Probably have to adjust it out a little bit. We'll see. But yeah. And if you click here, this puts it into settings of view all. So here you could do, see your rear camera. This will be my passenger side camera, and this is my driver's side, exactly like you are in the vehicle. So very cool. It has the door there, but we're not using the door, so we'll have to get rid of that one. Wonder if we could delete that one off here. We'll have to find that out. But cool, yeah. There you go. Have a good day. All right, so little adjustments here. If you want to view all 3 cameras at once, you can go here and you go to setup. Go to auto display there, or tri view. So you can either do or.
You can turn that off.
Not record decimal switch for backup while driving. So that's all it is. You go to this one here. We should be able to go back and you should be able to see if you touch the screen once, you can go to view all, and there you have all of them. Cool. What are you doing, dude? Yeah, we're not gonna do sound though. Stop pushing buttons, stop. All right, see you guys later.